Hey, what's up, guys? Okay, this engine I have here that I'm going to be selling is a 1969 Tecumseh H50 engine. That means it's a horizontal 5 horsepower engine, and it was part of the Snowking line. This engine is high output engine. It can run up to 4,300 RPM stock, down to around 1,800 at idle, which I'll show with the tachometer. Now this engine is not only in excellent cosmetic condition, as you can see by looking at it, but it is in pristine mechanical condition. It runs really, really well. Starts usually on 1 easy pull, no more than 3 max if it's cold. Okay, it has a shaft that is 2 1/4 inches long and 3/4 of an inch wide. It has a key groove and it is tapped. I have the bolt for it, okay, that bolts onto the end, just like that. Okay, as you can see. I also have the mounting bolts for it. Alright, and it also comes with this cool extra front shroud, which makes it even cooler looking. Gives it that unique look. So, if you're putting it on, say, a mini bike, alright, it screws right in just like that, and it gives it that extra cool look. You know, it'll make people wonder exactly what kind of engine this was. Alright, so that's included. It's also electric start compatible. Okay, the flywheel has a ring gear on it, and it has the mounts for an electric starter. An electric starter was never used on this engine, but it can be added if you wanted to. Right there, and then the plug would go up top. Okay, it came stock with the pipe muffler, and this muffler is brass, so it'll never rust. This muffler alone is about $30. All right, now I have the square style muffler, this one right here, which fits onto this engine. If you want this muffler instead of the stock pipe muffler, let me know when you purchase the engine, and I will include this muffler instead of the brass pipe one, if you know, if that's indeed what you want. Okay, it's got the spring-loaded old school primer. It's got your choke. Okay, it's throttle powered, and you stop it with the throttle cable. Pull start, excellent condition. Everything on this thing is in excellent condition. The exact model is H50 65173H, serial 9175. It was built on the 175th day of 1969, so it's coming up on 48 years old right now. In another 2 years, it'll be considered an official antique. And its official serial number is 16255. The magneto, the points, and the condenser are brand new. Brand new spark plug. Oil that was in it is fresh and at the fill line. Okay, now this engine was always in my family. It was removed from a 1969 Snowbird by Yardman. Okay, and we don't use that snowblower anymore, so I removed this engine. And originally I had planned on keeping this engine for my own project, but I have decided to go ahead and sell it. Now, I have sold, this will be the 4th engine I've sold on eBay. Okay, Every one that I have sold was in excellent, good condition. I mean, there's people out there selling crap on eBay, rusted old pieces of junk or beat down things. All right, this engine is in like nearly pristine condition, and I guarantee this engine to exceed your expectations or money back guaranteed. Okay, it's that simple. It's also got a brand new fuel line. Fuel tank's clean inside. Fresh gas. You know, this engine was always cared for very well. You know, it's a 5 horse, but it runs, like I said, it's a high output engine, and it runs actually more powerful than my 7 horsepower H50 on my Aaron's snow throw. Don't tell me why, I don't know, it just runs a lot better. It's got the original fuel shutoff valve, everything works on this engine, perfect. Okay, what else can I say about it? So I did check the model number, and these engines indeed were used on mini bikes and go-karts back in the day, because they showed the gear reduction parts and some of the parts used to put these on mini bikes. So whether or not you're going to use this on a snowblower, a mini bike, a go-kart, a rototiller, a mower, whatever, it's an excellent engine, and it will not fail you. Okay, not only is it a Snowking, it's also an all-purpose engine. This cover, which is called the carburetor heater cover box, or carburetor heater cover, comes off by removing this bolt, 1, 2, and these 2 screws. And then this whole cover comes off, and you can add a air filter and air filter cover to the carburetor. The opening's right there in the front, and then you can use this engine in the summer for summer applications, okay, besides winter. So that makes it an all-season engine, and therefore all-purpose engine. Okay, that's what made these Tecumsehs very versatile. All right, now besides this other muffler I have, if you want it, and the cool shroud that will come with it, okay, and the mounting bolts for the engine, what I will be listing separately is this dual shaft pulley, which fits on this 3/4 wide shaft. Okay, it'll come with the key, the tightening bolt, and this spacer which goes in between. I will list this stuff separately if you need it. Okay, now if you're buying this engine, you specifically need this stuff, let me know and I can work that out. But this will be listed separately on another listing for a fair price. Now, like I said, most people will be buying this engine for their own applications, and they'll have their own pulleys and all that, so they won't need this. All right, but if you do, let me know and we can work something out. Otherwise, this will be listed separately, this stuff. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and start it, show how well this thing runs. Okay, it's in choke. All right, it's on not all the way fast, and I have the tachometer to show exactly how well this engine runs and what power level it runs at. I don't recommend going over 3,600 RPM. It runs great at 3,600 RPM, but you know, if you're buying this bike from this engine for a mini bike or a go-kart, and you know about running those things at the higher RPMs, great, go for it. If you're putting this on a snowblower or a rototiller or anything of that nature, I wouldn't run it over 3,600 RPM, okay? This engine is super clean. Now, it originally did say Tecumseh 5 horse right here. They actually are selling those decals, all right, now on eBay. They're not expensive, okay? So if you wanted to add the decal back onto the engine, you could. That's the only thing that's worn off, is that sticker over time. It was painted on. But they're selling new aftermarket decals now that you can put on it to make it look pristine. Now, like I said, Inside, the carburetor is clean, okay, perfectly tuned, excellent condition. Everything was well cared for in this sucker. So I'm gonna start it now. It's usually a one pull start on full choke. Take it off choke, and it's gonna run nice. I'll run it at the different RPMs to show how well this sucker runs. And I'm gonna be selling this on eBay. And like I said, this ain't junk. When I sell Tecumseh engines on eBay, they're excellent engines. All right, so here we go. Around 4,300 RPM right there. I'd say that's about 3,600. Now we're down to about 1,800, 2,000 RPM. I'm going to hook up the tach now. Alright, at idle it's at about 2,200. Alright, that's 3,600 RPM. There's 39. And there's 42 RPM, 4,200 RPM. I'm going to bring it down back to 36. Right there is about where you want to be on a snow blower or any kind of equipment. On a mini bike, you can bring it up to the 4,200 or higher for those who know how to run them at that speed. Otherwise, this is where you want to be. This engine runs excellent. shut it down now. So there you go. This is a high output H50 engine that runs pristine. Runs up to 4,200 RPM. Like I said, on most machines, 3,600 is where you want to be. These H50s aren't known for throwing rods like the larger ones and the medium frames. So that's not something you have to worry about. But this sucker runs very good. It starts on one pull. It's in like really good condition. It's excellent condition. I almost want to say pristine. Okay, mechanically perfect. It doesn't burn oil. It doesn't do any of that. It's not tired. You can see it's not tired. All right. And like I said, I've got the pulley system, the key, the lock, and the spacer if you need that. But like I said, if you want to put the rectangular style muffler on rather than the pipe muffler, let me know and I will take the brass pipe muffler off and include the square muffler instead. It comes with this cool extra cover. All right. You know, when that's bolted on, it's nice and steady and solid. You know, it's up to you if you want to take that off when you get it or keep that on. I think it makes the engine look unique, personally. All right, so if it's on a mini bike, people are going to be wondering, what engine is that? Well, it's a nice, solid Tecumseh. So that's the cover. It's got the fuel shut-off valve. Upon shipping, I will drain the fluids, the gasoline and oil. Okay. And shipping's not bad. It's right around between $35 and $40 typically, in the lower 48. And the engine, I'm going to be asking $274.99, which is excellent price for this engine. You know, a pristine classic like this. Okay, this is no junker or clunker. This is an excellent engine. All right. Now I'm open to negotiations, but I know that this motor will sell fast. I'm going to run it one more time just to show how easily it starts. Remember, it comes with the mounting bolts for the mounting plate. Comes with this, you know, it's keyed and tapped, the shaft, 3/4 wide, 3/4 of an inch wide, 2 1/4 inches long. Goes counterclockwise from back. If you're standing in front, it's clockwise, but it's counterclockwise back here. Okay. And I'm going to run it one more time real quick. Here we go. Oh, I have it on off on the throttle cable. Just bear with me a second. Okay, now it's back on. Boom, here we go. And it's got the primer for the winter, which you hold that in place, pull it over 3 times, and that primes it. You don't need that in the summer. A lot of those are missing on many of the engines, not this one. Here we go, running it. 4,200 RPM. Now we're just about 3,600. Now we're down to 28. That's 24. And that's stop. And also another thing to mention is it has the good old adjustable carburetor. It has a drain plug and all of that, and the fuel shut-off valve, so you can run this thing out in the winter so you don't clog up your carburetor. All right, that's it, guys. Enjoy, and whoever gets this engine, enjoy it. Take care.